Joining us now, former Oklahoma Congressman J.C. Watts. He is a Gingrich supporter, and he was actually part of that all-important meeting of religious leaders in Texas. It was a late night, but you're back here in D.C. Congressman, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, we understand there were multiple ballots and a lot of discussion in coming to this decision yesterday. You were on the inside. Tell us what happened.
Well, we were concerned. Tony Perkins was the spokesperson, and of course, whatever Tony would have said after the meeting, someone would have been unhappy, but we think it's just totally misrepresenting what happened in the meeting to say that 150 Christian conservatives or leaders supported Rick Santorum. That was just not the case. It was, the strong support that Rick Perry had going into that meeting, he had coming out of the meeting. The strong support that Newt Gingrich had going into that meeting, he had coming out of the meeting. There was 9 votes that separated Santorum and Gingrich on the first ballot, and it's just not an accurate representation to say that 150 people supported Rick Santorum, and it was not an endorsement. And I've heard Chris Wallace opened up this morning on his show. We've just heard John Roberts say that 150 leaders, you said in your introductory remarks, 150 leaders, that was just not the case, and it doesn't represent, I think, the integrity of what the meeting represented.
It certainly was not unanimous. So let me ask you, you were there in defense of Newt Gingrich. Why have you decided to endorse him?
Well, Shannon, look at all the things we're talking about as a nation. Balanced budgets, paying down our public debt, entitlement reform, tax relief. When Newt was Speaker, all those things were accomplished. And, I think we're going to need somebody that's bold, that's not timid to get us from point A to point Z, if you will. I think Newt has a track record for doing that. He surely, ticked off a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans. But at the end of the day, he got the results that the American people wanted. And I think that's why you've seen the faith community have a strong support of Newt and his record. And also this meeting, it just didn't represent, I think, the integrity of Newt's supporters. Jim Garlow, Tim and Beverly LaHaye, who doesn't get involved in primaries, David Lane, George Barna, Don Willman, Mr. Rodriguez, myself. To make it look like we threw Newt overboard, or that Rick Perry's people threw him overboard and just totally went to Santorum I think is a little bit unfair. So we're trying to deal with the damage of it, and we will, but I think the integrity of that meeting, the integrity that was in that meeting, I would hope that all people from all camps would come forward to say 150 people did not endorse Rick Santorum. It just is inaccurate.